Hey, so today is school strike day, although it seems it's not affected my son and his nursery too much. I mean, yeah, he's in a different part of the school because he has the extra help, so he gets. I don't want to say special needs because that is such a nasty stigma, but he needs extra help, and the group he goes in deals with children who require the extra help. So today he's in with the normal group, and I think he's going to struggle a tiny bit because he hasn't got that level of interaction. But I'm hoping that I know there's like one of the teachers who usually is in the extra help group. She is in the other side as well, so hopefully she's going to help out with him better. But yeah, so the teacher strike is there for I don't know. It's only a 1 day one, so I know it's put like thousands of people out of work today for the day. I know my ex-sister-in-law, her boyfriend's had to take the day off to look after her daughter. And there'll be people who are off who can't go to work because they're like, if they're a single parent like me, and they haven't got the resources to do it, they're going to have the day off. And it's not their fault, but they might get a bit of a bollocking from it from work when they come back. But yeah, alright. But it's like the firefight strike thing. If it's come to this, they really do need. I think they need a little bit more money. I don't know if it's greed or anything like that, but the teaching profession can be hard. I mean, we used to give our teachers shit when we were at school, and who didn't? Who did not fuck with the teachers at school? Try and just, rage them, piss them off, really get them raw. And they can't touch you. They cannot physically touch you. I mean, back in my dad's day, they could clip you around the ear and shit. When they get to like 90s, they couldn't touch you. They cannot touch you. But it's just annoying that the teachers don't have the power. So I think it is a high stress job. I mean, I watched some good teachers go off with like stress related illnesses. So for them to ask for this money, I think you can justify it in a way, but then again, you can't justify it in other ways. But meh, I'm kind of rambling again. But what have I been up to? I don't know. Oh yeah, I started. I took a break and I'm trying to read Halo Krypton again. I find it hard. I mean, yes, it's a Halo book, and I like Halo, but it's all in the first person, and I don't know. I find it hard to read because it's the first person view of things. So you have people like the characters. Your character's very like made. He's got his own character. So when you do first person shooters, they intentionally leave your character vague. So it's like you know about him, but you don't know a ton about him. So yeah, sorry. By the way, I'm watching Castle. But yeah, so I'm trying to read that again. It's tough though. It is very tough to get into a first person kind of view of the world. I know when I was younger, I tried reading it, writing. Sorry, a story, like a spy story, and I wrote it on the first person, and it's difficult because you constantly have to describe what's going on. So when your character gets knocked out or anything like that, you have this big lump of unexplained time go by, and you can either put in like a dream or something, or something else. But Yeah, the narratives on stuff can be difficult, and I'm slowly getting back into the book again. I've read, I don't know, just over half, but I don't know. It's a case of if this leads up to Halo 4. I mean, it's set in the Forerunner years, so it's before they fire the rings and kill themselves. Spoiler alert! I can't say spoiler alert because they disappeared, and it was on about in the first game that they killed themselves to save everything else. They were going to save themselves in the Shield worlds, like the Ark and stuff like that, and Onyx from the Ghost of Onyx. But the Flood took them over that quick. They could only fire the rings. They couldn't get to safety. So they fired the rings, wiped themselves out. But because they'd already stored the genetics of all humans and elites, and grunts and brutes and prophets and shit like that. I can't remember all the names of the fucking Shang-Shun, Shangeli. I forgot what brutes were called. And Unagoi and stuff like that. Jackals. Because they were all in there.
Actually, I'm going to ask for the date.
And yeah, it's done. Sorry, Castle, you dog, you. But shit. Yeah. So Halo 4, from the teaser trailer, Chief is going to land on a shield world, like they had in Halo Wars, because that's what Halo Wars was. The Dyson Sphere that was inside out the world. So the inside was the world and the outside was just what you'd have on the inside. Yeah, that is a shield world, basically, that they've been in. And that's what Chief was heading towards. So it may be Forerunner survivors. It may be the rest of Blue Team, because Spartan Blue Team, Spartan 2s, I think there's 2 or 3 of those lived and made it to the Ghost of Onyx trailer story arc, and they were in there. It's meant to be canon as well, so. And the Spartan 3s, it does sound like some of Spartan 3s were given Spartan 2 gear. Noble Team and stuff. But the original Spartan 3s were given, semi-powered infiltration armor, which means they had ballistic plates that could chameleonize, so they could go invisible. If you watch Red vs. Blue, episode 3 of season 9, you see one of the characters do that, and her suit goes from the background colour to the colour that she turns back into normally. There's been lots of speculation about that. Is that Tex? And I want to say no, because the one who sounds like Tex is the pilot of the ship. And someone said it was Carolina, but if she had 2 AI in her head, she'd have already gone insane. And it seems like this is just before the AIs were put in people. Because North hasn't got any yet. Because you would have had them appear and talk in that. So it looks like this is either just before they do the AIs, or the AIs are there being broken and put into use slowly. But number one, I don't know who that could be. But you know, Washington is the bottom of the list, and North and South are above. But that's not implementation, because if you go back to Out of Mind, when you first meet South, she clearly mentions to Washington that she was in the implant group behind Wash. So, I'm going long again. The only thing that annoys me about this new season of Red vs. Blue is after Revelation, Wash, Church, Caboose, Wash, Caboose, and Tucker were now Blue Team. Church was inside the memory unit, and they're addressing Church in the memory unit, and they're addressing the origins of Project Freelancer, but they're not addressing Wash, Caboose, Tucker, Griff, Simmons, and Sarge from the real world. And I think that's probably a mistake, because I really want to see how that dynamic changes. Now, Project Freelancer is dead completely, and you've got Wash, which is basically, he's a fugitive hanging about with these guys. It'd be funny just to see how they get on, how the dynamic changes in Valhalla, but I don't think Bernie will go back and do that. I think he's more invested in the origin story of Freelancer and that, and Season 10 will probably be something different. It'll still have the guys in it, it'll be something different. Someone tells me Church's memory unit days with Tex are in the middle. But I think I'm wrapping this up at about 11 minutes. So yeah, I'm going to get off now and stop rambling. Alright, catch you later next of Inter Blarg.